What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to Peter Gabriel with the song Intruder from his third solo album named Peter Gabriel. I haven't listened to Peter Gabriel's solo music in a while, so I figured why not come back to it. Are you happy with the recent choices in the on the channel? Are you happy with the recent songs and videos that have been coming up? Are you kind of mixed? I tried to keep a little bit of variety because not everyone is going to like a certain genre, so I try to kind of keep things moving in a nice pace. Hopefully there's something for everybody, and hopefully there's something that you guys can always look forward to. But let me know in the comments down below. Of course, if you're interested, you can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. And without further ado, let's do it. This is Intruder by Peter Gabriel. I always appreciate Peter Gabriel's devotion to his art. I appreciate his devotion to really putting together art and music, sound, texture, story, and always a strong narrative ever since listening to him in Genesis. He has always let that carry through in his music. And it's no different here with Intruder. The narrative of someone intruding in a house, perhaps robbing the house, but one way or another, entering a place, a domain that they do not belong, and the creeping melodic sounds, the slight dissonance that's created in the beginning soon turns to melody, and melody turns to dissonance, and they swirl around each other. If you go along with the lyrics, but also, of course, the music, and you put it in your mind what you're thinking of an intruder, someone who is uncomfortable, and they're putting themselves in a place where they don't belong. They're intruding and breaking into, let's just say, a house. There's always that suspense of, will they see me? Will they hear me? But then there's kind of a high that the intruder gets being in there, being unnoticed, and even a slight high of possibly being noticed. It's the thrill of the, not kill, but of the intrusion. And even going into verse 2 where it says, I like to feel the suspense when I'm certain you know I'm there. So it's almost fetishizing it, the intrusion aspect of it, the breaking and entering, being there. Do they know? Do they not know? It's the danger of it. And Peter Gabriel does a great job of expressing that in his voice. He sounds creepy, like you know it's creepy, but it also sounds like he's kind of getting a little thrill out of it at the same time. The pacing of the drums, which remains constant the whole time, and that sound of the bass drum specifically, I saw that it's gated, and it looks like they had kind of came up with that here in this song. I was reading a little bit while I was listening to the song, and Peter Gabriel really liked that sound, and he said, give me 10 minutes of that. And Phil didn't know what he was going to do with it. Peter just said, just give me that. I like that. Let all the other sounds surround the drums, and let all the other sounds be the focus, while the drum remains the constant. The xylophone, I really like how that was brought in, because that really brings in the idea of tiptoeing. Because of the lightness that you play a xylophone, it's just ding, 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 ding. Once again brings back to the narrative the idea of an intruder tiptoeing through the house. Now, I believe in that section he said opening your windows and your doors. Yeah, opening windows and doors. And I like that screeching sound, because you can imagine a window being opened and the screeching of, like, not the glass, but like on the sides, like when a window is not properly oiled or whatever, like it screeches sometimes when it's open. So that sound once again pulls a strong narrative into the music. Even that sound, I honestly couldn't tell if that sound is vocals or if it's like a guitar. I know sometimes I can't differentiate sounds, but it sounds like someone yelling, which, if you go to the song and let it continue, someone screaming, background chanting. It's almost like the intruder and the homeowner, like they've met face to face. Like the homeowner woke up and is like, ah! And Peter's like, hey. I don't know. But even getting back to the solo really quick with the xylophone, there's also a playfulness to it. Like, the intruder is having fun. He's having the time of his life doing this, unsuspecting to the person who's at the house. Phil Collins is playing the drums here, and I like how Peter had wanted Phil to remove all of the metal, all the cymbals and the hi-hats from his drum kit when he did this. Peter knows what he wanted to accomplish with his sound, so, you know, I'm sure I'm very far from the mark. But if I'm trying to put this all together, I kind of think of it like this. A crash or a hi-hat, more towards the crash sound. These are sharp sounds that when you hear a crash, you naturally awake. So perhaps for this song, I don't know about the rest of the album, but perhaps for this song, he said no crashes, no cymbals, no splashes, none of that stuff, because that would throw off the direction I'm trying to take this song. The person is supposed to be sleeping, and perhaps if they heard a crash in the night, they would wake up. Peter does not want this person to wake up. Or maybe I'm reaching. I'm absolutely probably reaching. Getting to the lyrics. I know something about opening windows and doors. I know how to move quietly to creep across creaky wooden floors. I know where to find precious things in all your cupboards and drawers. Slipping the clippers through the telephone wires. A sense of isolation inspires me. So once again, this person that's breaking in, they're having a great time doing this. This is something they love to do. I'm assuming by when he says, I know something about opening windows and doors, that he's probably done this before. And he says that he knows where to find precious things. So I'm really thinking he's a repeat offender. Intruder's happy in the dark. Intruder, come, and he leave his mark, leave his mark, leave his mark. I am the intruder. So he's enjoying it. He loves the sense of danger, being in the dark, not knowing if he's known or not. Now I can only assume that he is there to steal something because he knows where the precious things are in your cupboards and your drawers. But he might not only be there for jewelry, because he also says that I like the touch and the smell of all the pretty dresses you wear. So could this be someone that he knows? Could this just be a random woman? I don't know, but it's a bit creepy. And I'm talking about the story, not Peter. I'm talking about the story. It's a good song. I don't know if it's a song that I could honestly say like I would listen to like on repeated listens, but it's a cool song. I think it's a nice work of art. And sometimes that's what you got to take the music as. Not necessarily entertainment, but as a story, as a piece of art. Something to look at and maybe come back to several times in the future, but not something that you would throw on at a party. At least not the kind of parties I go to. Anyways, let me know what you thought of the song. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. I hope that you're having a great day. Please stay safe, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.